Hey everybody, welcome to another Soul Speaks Q&A session. I will just wait for people to show up, and we will start off. Oh boy. Hey there. Hello. How y'all doing today? How old am I? I'm 22. I'll be 23 this year. Hello. Hello everyone. Hi from the West Coast. You forgot your name? It's Jordan. Jordan Ellie, I can see her there. Happy birthday. My birthday's not till August. What's my favorite anime? Mononoke. 11 episodes, well, technically 14, but 11 episodes of pure insane bliss. You know what? January was really slow, but March has been going by scarily fast. Do I like Train Spotting? I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. Sup, everyone? Oh, I hear Sensei. Sensei, come here. Come here. I think Sensei might be stuck somewhere. One sec, I'll be right back. Oh, shit. Sensei. Sensei. Come here. Come on. Where's Sensei? Come here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know where Sensei is. I could just hear him meowing. Oh, god damn it, he's stuck somewhere. Sensei! Oh, there he is. Make sure no one can see the hole in my pants. Sensei, come here. Come here. Come on in. Sensei, come here. Come on. Come on, Sensei. Fuck. Little boy. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Will I review South Park Season 20? Yeah, I actually plan to review, just all of South Park sooner than you think, actually. What has been my favorite review so far? You know what's funny is I actually really like the Angry Birds movie review. It just turned out really well, as in my opinion at least. But my overall favorite one, it's probably the Gravity Falls review. Did I get audience by sticking to a schedule? That might be part of it. I don't know. I don't really know why people like my show. So, alright. I'm, you know, there are different reasons why people like the show, so it's hard to say. Do I think bringing extinct animals back to life is a good or bad idea? It depends. If the species isn't invasive, then it might be a good idea, but in general, no. I mean, it's really hard to say. My week was pretty good. Do I like my roommates? Yeah, I do. A lot. We wouldn't be roommates if I didn't like them. How did I come up with my look? To be honest, I'm being super honest here. That's how I always dress. Like, just jeans, t-shirt, my green jacket, my hat, my goggles, my gloves. I don't wear my gloves anymore in public, just because they actually don't make these types of gloves anymore, so I just have to make them last for as long as possible. That's why I don't wear them in public and wear them down anymore. But, yeah, I just always dressed like that. It's the style I like. How do I do these videos in a short time? Time management is extremely important when creating these videos, because if you think you have enough time to do it, I can guarantee you don't. So you always have to monitor your time. I've gotten it down to a science actually now, where I can still enjoy life and make these videos. It's a 3-day cycle for me. Scripting one day, film record ADR skeleton one day, and then, splicing, and then final checks and upload the 3rd day. Did I see the new DuckTales trailer? Nah, but I know of it. Did I get the Switch? Yes, I did. In fact, I have my big-ass special edition of Breath of the Wild here. Apparently the special edition is the better option because the Master Sword that comes with the Master Edition is apparently, like, poor quality and not worth the money. So I was lucky to get that. I have an in with the manager of a video game store because I used to work there. Have I heard of Pie Guy? Of course, we collaborated. I appeared on his show. We talked about Pixar movies. Where do I get all my clips from? Various places. Sometimes I rip them from my DVDs. Sometimes I download them. To be honest, most of the time I download them. If it's a show I own, I'll rip it from my DVDs. But yeah, for the most part, I download. Do I use Adobe Premiere? Yes, I do. I also use After Effects and Photoshop. What is too much swearing in a show for you? It's when it doesn't serve any purpose. So, it's like, okay, here, I'll give you 2 sort of similar comparisons. So, one that I like is Drawn Together, where, it's excessive, but it's still funny because it's not something they do often. But in Drawn Together, just when, fuck yeah, it's the shit! I wanna fuck the head off a fucking pig and then rip its fucking guts out and then fuck its fuckity fuck. That's funny. Whereas something like Hell and Back, where they're just always like, oh, the fuck yeah, it's a fucking shit, and fuck that. It's just like, you know you're only doing this because you want to be edgy. Whereas Drawn Together does it to be funny. So it depends on how it's handled. It's like in the 8 Crazy Nights review, which is actually one of my favorite lines from any of my reviews. It's just an excess amounts of swearing. I mean, who the fucking does that? Am I fucking right? I don't know, that just, I say that sometimes and it just makes me laugh. Do I have any animated guilty pleasures? No, like I said before, I try to stand behind the things that I like. I guess maybe the only one I could think of, no, not even that. No, I don't really have any. Do I want to watch Frozen Land? You know what's funny is I think I saw some of The Legend of Cirilla a long time ago, but I honestly can't remember if that's what it was. How do I rip footage from a DVD? I put it in the disk drive, and then Make MKV is a program that reads the information on the disk and separates it into files, and then I just select the files I want, pull them off the DVD, and then I load them into AVS Video Converter, because it always pulls them off in MKV format, which isn't supported for Adobe Premiere. So I put them into AVS Video Converter, convert them into MP4 format, lower their bitrate to, make sure their size doesn't extend the render time, and then I have them. So yeah, it depends on what it is, but it can take a while. Oh yes, I played Final Fantasy 15. And other than a couple moments and the combat being pretty good, I think it's terrible. Oh, thank you, Starchild. 158, Starchild 158, thank you. I appreciate that. What is an animated show everyone hates that you love? I can't really think of any, actually. My opinions are usually on par with how people feel. It's usually the other way around. A series that people love that I either dislike or hate. Megas XLR and Symbionic Titan come to mind because, oh my god, they're all like, you can't say that about Megas XLR, you just don't get it, it's boys stuff. And it's like, is it so hard to believe that I just don't like the series? I get the merit, but I just don't like it. Yeah. Will I ever review Animaniacs? Yes. I have started Breath of the Wild, I was just playing it. You know what's funny is, I was just playing it before I started streaming, and I was doing one of the trial shrines, or whatever the hell it is, and, I didn't know what the solution was to the puzzle. I was kind of, scratching my head a little bit, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck this. So instead of trying to figure out the solution to the puzzle, I just used the magnet slate relic thing, and I pulled the treasure chest, one of the treasure chests off the shelf, pulled it and pushed it up to the wall, jumped on top of it, and then threw this orb up there. I did get it up there, but I'm like, oh, I can't reach it now. So I'm just like, fuck it, and just blew it up with a bomb, and the bomb it rolled into the place where it was supposed to go, and I'm just like, yes! So yeah, that works. I have a Switch. Will I do a live stream on the Switch? Well, I only have Breath of the Wild, and honestly, I just kind of want to play it alone for now, so not for a while at least. The Switch is neat, for sure. I mean, I'm kind of pissed that I had to buy a new console just to play Breath of the Wild in its best form, but whatever. No, lots of people like Final Fantasy 6 more than 7. I like 7 more than 6, but then again, I like 9 more than 7. So, yeah. Is it excessive swearing if it's for casual conversation in adult cartoons? No, it's all on the intent. It really is just the intent. If you use swearing to bolster your vocabulary, as I do, that's fine. But if you just do it because you're trying to be edgy or whatever, that's not fine, and it's embarrassing. Favorite Nicktoon besides SpongeBob? Danny Phantom. Bob's Burgers, I only really watched the first 2 seasons, so it's been a while, but, the first time you watch Bob's Burgers, it's hilarious. Like, it's so funny. But, upon repeated viewings, it really kind of loses its punch. Bacon nipples, yeah. Exactly, bacon nipples. I thought that was funny. I don't know if anyone else did. I don't really care about Bulletstorm. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I like the stop motion, but I think it tries too hard, to be honest. Like, the Wallace and Gromit shorts always had this really nice, like, innocent, earnest charm to them, whereas the movie just feels like it's trying way too hard to get a laugh. And, it's okay, though. I don't mind it that much. What's a character I love to hate? I don't know. I usually stand by my hatred. I did see Star vs. Finale. In fact, I asked on Twitter and Facebook if you guys wanted me to re-review or do a re-follow-up of Season 2 because I missed the last few episodes because of that stupid scheduling thing. Yeah, so I'll be doing a re-follow-up for this coming Mini Mondays. Okay, well, yeah, of course I'll review more action-related cartoons. I have my schedule set, it all depends. I can do a loud-ass belch, just this Dr. Pepper's flat, unfortunately, so that's not really gonna help. I did see that crossover, but I watched it without the audio on because I knew it was just gonna be embarrassing. Do I keep all my files after I finish the video? Yes. If you're ever gonna be a YouTuber or you're thinking about it, I cannot stress this enough. Back everything up. I don't care if you have to buy an external hard drive. Back everything up. I have all my raw footage, all my audio, all my projects in Premiere. Everything for the whole season is there. And actually, all my raw footage and audio is there for every season. After every season's done, I go through and wipe all my assets. So all the videos I use, the pictures, the music, all that kind of stuff. But all the raw footage, all the audio, all the Photoshop projects, those all stay forever. So I can just... If you think you're being too careful with your data, trust me, you're not. I'm a computer repair person, so I could tell you, you are not being safe enough with your data. How did Sensei get his name? It's actually a cute story. His pre-adoption name, so the name that the rescue place gave him was Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. So I was thinking of a name. Originally, I was going to call him Tsubasa, because when I first saw him in the cage, he was the only one awake. All of his siblings were sleeping. And then as soon as I saw him, he went BAM! Against the cage. He, like, flew against the cage. And I was just like, okay. And then it was just... That was pretty much... At that time, I decided to take him when he just went... But then as I was filling out all the paperwork and everything... and paying for his adoption fees, I was like, His name is Dr. Pepper. Doctors stay doctors forever. So he's sensei. Because I give Japanese names to my cats, so Hanabi and Kumo, and he's sensei. So, yeah, basically I just changed his original name, Dr. Pepper, into sensei. So, I think it's cute, actually, and I think it works really well. I don't want to see a Loud House Steven Universe Star Versus crossover. That sounds retarded. Is there any negativity I have for my Nintendo Switch? I guess the only complaint I really have about the system is that, you know, in all the trailers and everything like that, they were showing how easy it is to switch the, the controllers into the gamepad mode. Honestly, it's not as easy as it looks. You gotta fuck around with it a lot, and the way you slide them in, it's not very convenient. So, it's neat, for sure. It's definitely neat. Let's say. Like, don't get me wrong, I like this design a lot. I mean, I was originally skeptical about the placement of the analog controllers, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's just when you slide them out and try to put them on the screen, then it gets fucked up.
Oh, sensei.
Yeah, that'd be nice if I could get Butch Hartman to appear on my show or do an interview or something. That'd be neat. Top 10 voice actresses. I don't care about voice actresses. I mean, I respect what they do, for sure. There are quite a few I like, but honestly, I just prefer male voice actors. They have more distinct voices. They usually have a greater range. I mean, Tress MacNeille is definitely one of them. Kath Soucie, Jennifer Hale, not Tara Strong. Tara Strong, just no. I don't know. Really, only 3 of those come to mind. Are there any shows that I watched as a child that I remember liking that I hate now? Oh yeah, lots of them. Atomic Betty, 16, Totally Spies, Brace Face. Seriously, when I said in the... What was it? Samurai Jack review, I said that Brace Face kept me from getting braces. It's true. That wasn't a lie. Brace Face actually terrified me to the point that I didn't get braces, and because of that, my teeth are all messed up. So, yeah. Do you mean Life is Strange? Are you talking about Life is Strange, not Life is Strong? The resolution on the gamepad is 720p, which, whatever, it's not that big a deal. It looks nice. It looks nicer than the Wii U gamepad, for sure. Totally Spies? It's not, I don't remember if it's bad or not, I just don't like it. I think that Bunsen is a Beast is kind of pathetic looking. Any shows I find depressing simply in the concept. Teen Titans Go has a pretty depressing concept. Take something popular and shit all over it. It's pretty depressing. Which cartoon has made me cringe the most? Cringe. There are lots of them that are really bad. Holidays, the Christmas that almost didn't happen, made me cringe really hard. But yeah. How did I learn Japanese? I just learned it over time. I have the type of mind that absorbs information very quickly and retains it really well. So, yeah, you have to be a fast reader, and I'm extremely fast reader. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Super Mario Odyssey, actually, although I really need some more games for this. Like, once the Breath of the Wild hype dies down, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I just bought this expensive machine and there's no good games for it. So, yeah. Am I happy Samurai Jack isn't TVMA? I don't know. If they wanted to make it that'd be cool. What's the most disgusting thing to review? Probably Mega Babies. Although there's that other show. Who's it? Yeah, Mega Babies. No, I don't watch other people's live streams, to be honest. I can't do any more side series. Look, my schedule is already completely taken up. If you guys want to advertise my show to the point where I can do it for a living, give me all a bunch of subscribers, everything like that, you share my stuff, like it, get subscribers, to the point where I generate enough ad revenue for me to do my show for a living, then I'll consider doing side series. But right now, my schedule is so fucking packed that I can't do anything more than I already do. So, sorry. What's the worst thing about 2016? The fact that it was 2016. I don't have time for collaborations right now, sorry man. Do I like simple animation or highly detailed? It depends on the thing. I like simplistic animation for sure. But, sometimes I do like when it's more detailed. But, it really depends on the thing. Like, Robot Chicken with its simplistic animation I think really works. Whereas something like, something that comes to mind. What comes to mind here? It's something like Over the Garden Wall with its animation also works for the kind of thing, but if you switch them, it would be really weird, so, yeah. I didn't watch the Samurai Jack trailers. I've tried very, very hard to avoid them, because I don't want anything spoiled for me. Of course I pay my animators. Who the hell wouldn't? They're doing work. I pay them a lot, actually. They might disagree, but in terms of how much I make, I pay them a lot. Will I review Norman the North? Yes, I will. I haven't watched the Total Drama series, and no, I'm not going to see Logan. I don't like superhero movies. Do I think memes can ruin a cartoon? Absolutely, they can ruin a cartoon. Not only do they date it, but it's just, for lack of a better word, cringe. No, I haven't seen the Animatrix. Any news for my pitch babbles? No, they said it was going to take 6 to 8 weeks to get back to me, and I submitted mine on February 6th. So it hasn't even been a month yet. No, I haven't seen Spectacular Spider-Man. Of course Tara Strong is in Samurai Jack. I mean, of course she is. Look, I respect what she does, for sure. I just don't care for her as a voice actress. Sometimes she does good work, but other times I just don't. I'm just so sick of it's like Tom Kenny. I really like what he does, but sometimes I just can't stand his voice. Like like Eduardo in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It's really annoying to listen to him talk. Memes were good. Okay, memes are okay, but for the most part I don't like it. Gravity Falls, yeah, it would be an exception for that. Do I have a best and worst voice actor? Best is a lot easier to choose. One of my favorites is Rob Paulson, as well as Phil Lamar. Hiroshi Kamiya is pretty good too. Yeah, so I like D. Bradley Baker, but not everything he does. Kevin Michael Richardson's pretty good as well. Of course, Keith Ferguson. I love Keith Ferguson. But worst? Like, there's so many bad voice actors that there's no way to say who's worst. Do you think it's bad for cartoons to be dated? Well, it's inevitable, of course. I mean, look at The Simpsons. The old episodes are completely dated, and the Solar South Park. But that doesn't mean they can't still be entertaining. In fact, sometimes with hindsight, it can be more entertaining, like with South Park and their analysis on how the internet would become a business at some point. Am I a big Rick and Morty fan? I am a gigantic Rick and Morty fan. I love Rick and Morty. What's the most brutal scene in a cartoon I've seen? Honestly, that kind of stuff, I'm totally desensitized to it, so I don't even know. What's the most cringe-worthy movie I've ever seen? Probably Holidays, the Christmas that almost didn't happen. It's bad. Like extremely bad. Will I review the Fairly Odd Parents? Yeah, eventually I will. Hi, Ben Breckel. Hello, hello. Do you think that South Park will go on as long as The Simpsons? Who knows? I don't know. I don't like creepypastas. And no, I don't think Symbionic Titan is overrated because, as I've said a million times, I don't call things overrated or underrated. It's just people's opinions on it. My opinion is that it's not particularly good, but it's not awful. I'm Klasky Suppo's animation. I just on the record, I do not like Klasky Suppo at all. Their stuff, it was so ugly and cheap looking. I prefer modern Simpsons, but more in that era between like season 6 and season 12. That kind of area, I think, was their best animation. What was the worst so bad it's good show I've ever watched? Kind of Legend of the Crystals, sort of, but not really. It's mostly just bad. I mean, it's got farting beams of light in it, which it's still funny to me, but overall it's just bad. Will I play Undertale again? No. Do I review hentai? No, because as I've said repeatedly, YouTube's terms and conditions, or their community guidelines, don't let me do that because I'd want to show interesting footage, but I can't, so no. Is it true about Pan Pizza? I heard he is a piece of shit. I don't know. I don't know anything about him, so yeah. I've met, well, I can't say met, but I've talked to Mr. Ralph Bakshi. It was one of the best days of my life. And he is very nice. He's very funny. He was actually he was going to be in one of my reviews, but he had to turn it down, and not that I'm upset about that, it's just kind of like, that would have been sweet. So, yeah. Have I ever played any of the Simpsons games? Yeah, I played Hit and Run a long time ago. It just wasn't really my thing. Will I ever do the Christmas special Believe in Sit? I don't know. I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox. And I don't have any guilty pleasure animated films, as I already said. What is the most disgusting scene in Invader Zim? I don't know, there's a lot of them. It's probably when Zim pukes up that intestine. That's probably the grossest one, but again, like I said, I'm pretty desensitized to this crap. What do I hate about YouTube? Oh, the proliferation of garbage, the copyright system, the fact that everyone should be part of a community, but there's a severe hierarchy going on where anyone who's below a certain level is treated like shit and completely ignored. Yeah, those are the 3 big things. Worst Gravity Falls episode? There aren't any bad Gravity Falls episodes, but like I said, my least favorite one is Boss Mabel, just because it's kind of meh. But there were things about it I do love, like the game show with Grunkle Stan is hilarious. I have not played the Sly Cooper games. What's the worst thing I hate about society? Society itself. You cannot even understand how much I hate people. And the crap that they're doing right now. I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 if that ever comes out. Also, Super Mario Odyssey, I guess under duress, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, Fractured Butthole as well. That's kind of it, though, as far as I know. Leafy's channel is dead? I didn't know that. Is it because YouTube drama is going down the tubes now? Because it seems like with the end of Scarce isn't a thing anymore, right? I unsubscribed from him and unfollowed him on Twitter because just after that whole thing with Zoe Berger, and God, I hate her so much, and the fact that he was just he was in love with her, clearly, and he was just using his new power to advertise her and get her a whole bunch of views, and I just thought that was despicable. So and then when he came out and he's like, oh yeah, I had to be like super high to make my videos, and it's just like, you know what, fuck you. So I just unsubscribed from it, and you know what, YouTube does seem like a nicer place without him. So yeah, I think with the downfall of Scarce, I just stopped caring completely. I don't ship, no. In fact, I think shipping is very silly, and it kind of ruined Steven Universe and Starverses. Do I like the Scarce Fat meme? I don't know what that is. Do I like listening to classic rock? Yeah, but it depends on what it is. What is one litter? Okay, I'm assuming that's supposed to be little thing I don't like about Gravity Falls. Pacifica's pretty annoying. I don't watch live action shows, no. Do I like Keemstar? No, I despise Keemstar. Like, I hate Keemstar. Any drama. It used to be that Scarce was the one drama channel, or sorry, Grade A Under A was the only drama channel I liked, but you know what? No, just fuck all these people who profiteer off YouTube drama. They can't make their own content, they just leech off of other people's drama, and it's sickening. They do it under the pretense of news, but it's like TMZ level shit, and it's awful. Yeah, I do get fan mail, actually. I have a P.O. box. Worst animation studio? I don't know. A lot of the worst ones don't exist anymore. I already have a VidMe account. I don't listen to music that's like... Okay, if this song is from if this song isn't from 2016, I apologize, but I hate this song because they would play it like 8,000 times a day where I worked. And I apologize if these aren't the lyrics, but, you know, that's "Oh baby, hold me closer in the backseat of your Rover." I hate that song. Just... Oh, you know what? Video Brinkado is probably the worst, actually, for animation. Why do I hate babies? Trust me, it takes too long to explain why I hate babies. Do I like iDubbbz? No, I don't know what iDubbbz is. Like, I know of them, but I don't watch them, so no. Why do I think shipping ruined Steven Universe's Starverses? Oh, trust me, I'll get into that on Monday. Hello. How did I get Sensei? I adopted him. I did technically buy him. I had to pay for him. But I rescued him from his litter. His entire litter was going to be sent to the SPCA if people didn't take them. And by going to SPCA, that basically means going to be euthanized. So I was like, I have to take you. And he was the one. He is such a sweetie. Would I review Spirited Away? Yeah, if Studio Ghibli would stop being big copyright shitheads on YouTube. Am I a fan of Pokemon? No, and no, I don't ship anybody. Do I like dogs as well? I love dogs, don't get me wrong. I love dogs. I just don't want to own one. I just don't want to have to walk them and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm very lazy and I just don't want to do that. Although I love dogs. I love Shiba Inus, I love Huskies, I love Pomeranians and Corgis, and I love dogs. I do remember, My Dad the Rockstar. I even remember some of the themes. I'm a freak, 'cause my dad is a rock star, yeah. My dad is a rock star, yeah, yeah. That's the only part I remember. I would like to do a collaboration with Nostalgia Critic, but he's got better things to do, as I've said a billion times before. I have owned cats in the past. It's not that I don't like Pokemon, I just don't play it at all. My favorite Pokemon is Eevee, actually. I like Arcanine as well. Articuno is really pretty as well. Moltres I really like, too. Mostly Gen 1 Pokemon. I never played past Gen 1. No, I don't like hip-hop. Oh my god, don't even get me started on that fucking Boss Baby movie. Like, how could DreamWorks scrape the bottom of the barrel so bad? Like, oh my god. It's despicable, the lack of creativity, and I can't believe it. Like, any respect I had for DreamWorks is gone because of that. I saw the trailer when I went to go see the Lego Batman movie, and I was like, well, there's the final nail in DreamWorks' coffin of my respect. Awful. The worst game I've ever played is Mind Jack. That is a bad game. It's like so pure. Like, every bad game I've ever played, I tried to find something good in it, but, Mind Jack is the worst thing I've ever played. I will review the final season of Samurai Jack once it's completed. I didn't review Undergrads, no. And I haven't seen it in a very long time. I remember it being super ugly, but that's the last time I saw it was like 8 years ago, so it's been a long time. The Captain Underpants movie, I'm thinking is probably going to be shit. But you know what? I'll reserve judgment until I see it. I always do that. I try very hard to reserve judgment until I see or play the actual thing. But seriously, Boss Baby, I can't help myself. It looks fucking terrible. And it's insulting, too. It's insulting to people's intelligence. I have seen How to Train Your Dragon. I love the music in it. The score is incredible. Oh, you know what? I think that Hiccup's voice actor is pretty annoying, and as far as stories go, it's pretty traditional. But man, that score, it's gorgeous. When I first heard the Lego Movie, did I think it would be bad? Not really. No. I mean, honestly, I didn't even I didn't even really notice it until a couple of people I knew were like, "Oh, go see the Lego Movie, it's sweet." And I was like, "Okay." So I went and saw it and I was like, "Wow, that was pretty sweet." How many game systems do I own? Like 15 of them. A lot. I've never seen Ed's World. Yeah, my Rosalina posters, the special Smash ones he got from the Nintendo thing. I don't really have a favorite Ralph Bakshi movie. I need to see more of them. Do I think the Emoji Movie might be bad? I think it's bad on principle, but like I said, I reserve judgment until I see it. Led Zeppelin's cool, but I don't listen to them. What's better, dark stories or light-headed stories? I think you mean light-hearted stories, but it depends. I mean, you wouldn't expect Dora the Explorer to be a gritty drama about Dora recovering from heroin addiction, and you wouldn't expect Hotaru no Haka to be about skipping through a field of posies. It's all about tone, and it just depends on what it is. You know, what the intent is. Intent and context are the most important things anytime you're making something creative. If your intent is, you know what, you could have the best idea in the world, but if your intention goes wrong, or you do things out of context, sorry, it's gonna suck. I like Foster's. There's a lot about it that really pisses me off, like the fact that it's teeth-grindingly irritating at times, but I do like Foster's. I really like the animation style. I don't watch The Cinema Snob, but I'd like to. He seems funny. Would I review 16 16 is on my list. Tim Burton, I wish he would do something original for fuck's sakes, but yeah, I mean, I think he still has the potential. My favorite villain, one of them's Lord Dominator, for sure. I love her. She's really sexy, she's dangerous, fun. She's got a good singing voice as well. She's got one of the best villain songs. Lego Batman movie was really good. I found it weird. There were only a couple things I noticed in my theater viewing experience that really were kind of like, what? Like when the Justice League was all like, "Hey, Batman, what's going on? We didn't invite you to the party." And it's like, he's fucking Batman. You didn't invite Batman, one of the founding members of the Justice League, to this party? But you invited, what's his name? Son of a bitch. What's his name? Astro? You know, the super dog. What's his name? I can't remember, but anyway, they invited the dog over Batman. The hell kind of... What is that? Any crushes in animation? No. Trust me, when it comes to romance, it's not something I focus on at all. I mean, there are lots of people I'd like to be. Crypto, that's it. Crypto, the super dog. Sorry. Yeah, Crypto. They invited Crypto, but not Batman. Yeah. I know about Squirrel Boy. Trust me. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Lord Dominator is sexy. I didn't watch Ghost. I'm not going to watch Ghost in the Shell. I don't care. Do I dislike romance? It's not that I dislike it, necessarily. I mean, it's just another form of storytelling, but personally, I am not romantic at all. If someone brought me flowers, I'd be like, thanks for killing some plants. Have I seen regular show? I have. Not all of it, but, sometimes. Or, you know, I've seen some of it. Do you think the Lego Ninjago movie will do well? Honestly, it depends. See, if they go for the exact same type of humor that the Lego movie and Lego Batman movie did, it's gonna get old really fast. So they're walking a really thin line here. I think they need to evolve their humor. And it's not to say they won't. I'm just saying is that they need to, or else they'll really, really quickly become annoying. Have fans sent me gifts? Yes, they have. To my P.O. box, actually. I have one unboxing video. I got... Oh, fuck. Shit. One sec. I forgot that thing's not secure. Son of a... I got this nice, little Bill cipher here, made by a fan. And I got a bunch of stuff in this package here. Fortunately, this one, it's kind of weak on the feet a little bit, so I have to keep it very safe. But yeah, I love this little Bill cipher. Yeah, I get quite a lot of stuff considering the amount of subscribers that I have. It's pretty sweet. What else? Wait, I got some stuff. What's my favorite movie soundtrack? The one that's most special to me is the Tarzan movie soundtrack because I grew up listening to it a lot. But I don't really have a favorite necessarily. Am I going to see the DuckTales reboot? I don't know, maybe. Worst experience in a movie theater? I actually have 2 of them, okay? 2 separate ones. The most recent one was when I went to see the Lego movie. Now keep in mind, it's a long story, but let me just say that keep in mind I have a very serious phobia of vomit and food poisoning. It's something I've been dealing with for a very long time, and I think I've gotten better. I have actually gotten a lot better, but at the time it was still very fresh, this phobia that I had, so it was affecting my life really negatively. So anyway, I went to go see the Lego movie with my mom and my brother, and I was like, oh yeah, the movie's awesome. And then as the credits were rolling, my brother went out to the lobby, I guess to go pee or whatever, and he comes back and he's like, Rachel, don't go out there. And I was like, what? Why? What? He's like, some kid is throwing up in the hallway. And I just freaked out. Like, if you've never suffered from a very serious phobia, you probably can't understand, but anyone who has can understand what it's like to just feel that fear just strike you like that. So we had to go out the emergency exit, and it was really embarrassing for me to have to do that, but I couldn't go to movie theaters for like 2 years after that. I finally am able to go back, and it's great. I love the movie theater. But yeah, it was an awful experience, and I was so embarrassed. But anyway, on a less depressing one, when I went to go see District 9 with a friend, when it was still in theaters, I was sitting near the back with him, and all of a sudden this horrible smell starts filling the theater, and we're just like, what the hell is that? And it's getting worse and worse, and we're just like, oh my god, it smells like shit in here. And even everyone else is just kind of like, oh my god, what's that smell? And it was this like super fat guy sitting in the back row, and he opened up this like container of fish that he brought from home, and I don't know if it went bad or something, but it smelled so bad, and we had to sit through the whole District 9 movie smelling like fish, and it was just like so that was the worst non-vomit related thing that happened in the theater. It was awful. So yeah. What do I think would be worse? Rock Dog or Emoji Movie? I don't know. Like I said, I reserve judgment till I actually see it. What's the worst thing I've ever reviewed? Holidays. The Christmas That Almost Didn't Happen is pretty bad. Legend of Crystals is also extremely bad. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is very, very bad, although I can see people enjoying it on an ironic level, too. But yeah. Have I been mean to someone then felt bad? Yes. I have, actually. I have been mean to, actually, a couple fans, and I have felt very bad. Because, keep in mind that when you message me to ask me something, there's a distinct possibility that I've been asked, 40 times already. So if I ever respond very, just sort of like, or anything like that, I'm not doing it to be rude or anything. It's just because I've answered that question so many times, and sometimes I don't like to be bothered for my opinion when I'm doing something. If I'm working, if I'm at work, something like that, I don't like being bothered for that. So sometimes I admit I have been rude to you guys, and I do apologize. In fact, in my Q&A sessions, sometimes I'm really rude, and again, that's why I moved them to Saturday, because when it was on Thursdays, I was so stressed trying to get the episodes done that I would just be kind of like, but now I don't have anything to do, so the stress level's lower and I can enjoy myself. So, yeah, I have been rude. I've been rude to my mom before, which I've also felt bad about, but I've always tried to apologize for that because she's very important to me. I've been rude to my brother as well. I've been rude to some of my coworkers, but I always try to apologize because I don't like dwelling on it. What's the most controversial video I've ever made? Probably the Megas XLR one, because most of the people who like Megas XLR, they just won't listen to any other opinion other than that Megas XLR is awesome. So, yeah, that one was pretty controversial. Also, I mean, the Symbiotic Titan one is my most disliked one. But yeah, I think the most controversial one is Megas XLR. South Park Season 20 was awful. I have heard of Hi Hi Puffy Amy Yumi, but I never watched it. I do hate extreme feminists, but not for the reasons I think you would think I would. I hate them because they're not representative of what they preach. So, feminist, to me, is someone who's, they pursue equal rights for all. A feminist is someone like me. I consider myself a feminist in that if someone told me that I can't do what I do just because I'm a woman, that's offensive to me. But if, an extreme feminist said that you can't do what we do because you are a man, or something like that, it's the same thing. It's just the complete opposite problem. So I don't like that they don't practice what they preach, just in an opposite way. Because you'll never, because it's just giving the people who you're opposing more fodder. You know, it's just throwing, it's throwing more wood on the fire, or gas on the fire, or whatever. It doesn't help. So, yeah. My cats are cute, for sure. Do I like the X-Men? I have nothing against the X-Men. They're just not for me. You know? I like the idea of them, for sure, but the X-Men have gone to some ridiculous places. What do I like that is not Gravity Falls or Samurai Jack? Tons of stuff. Like, lots of stuff. Anything that I rate 3 and over, I consider something that I like. With the possible exception of Sonic X, where I did give it 3, and I did mean that for sure, but it's just, I wouldn't watch it again, to be honest. What is my job? My actual job, is computer, cell phone, and tablet repairs. Oh yeah, that's right. Creepiest fan experience? I don't know, most of my fans are pretty restrained. It's good, I like that about them. One that comes to mind other than the creepy one. Yeah, that was definitely the creepiest. Oh yeah, there was one actually where, there's actually a guy who watches my show who lives in the same city as I do, which I'm not going to say what city it is, but he lives here, and he showed up at my place of work once, and he's like, "Oh, are you still doing your show?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I was just, I don't know who he is, or anything like that, and it's just like, "Oh, do you think I could be on your show?" And I'm like, "No, who are you?" It's like, "Oh, but I wanted to be on your show because I wanted to say that you're awesome, and it's, I wanted to be on your show because I just wanted to do an episode about you." And I'm like, "Okay, this is getting really creepy." So, yeah, that was, it took a while for him to leave, but that was pretty creepy. I'll be doing a follow-up of Star vs. episodes I missed, on Monday. How do I feel about people boycotting shows for acknowledging that LGBT people exist? Well, they're entitled to their opinion, but it's pretty stupid. I mean, oh god, I can't even deal with it. Will I go to any conventions? Oh, that depends. I mean, I've been to conventions before, but as a YouTuber, I haven't. But it depends. If I can make it through this test that I am doing for myself, then I'll be able to go to conventions. I already said repeatedly that, yes, Or maybe, I don't know. Go animate the movie, I don't know. Have a fan called me their, okay, idol, like, I know what you mean. A lot of people have messaged me and said that my show really, made an impression on them, which is good. A lot of people say they respect what I do, but I don't know about idol, necessarily. Least favorite YouTube besides drama channels? Prank channels, for sure. Reaction channels, especially Jinx, which I thought he wasn't a thing anymore, but apparently he is. Yeah, just pretty much those. Do I have a Wii U? Yes, I do. Do I like gorillas? Yes, I do, but not everything. Where did I get this shirt? Redbubble. Redbubble.com. I haven't read the Journal 3 book. I keep wanting to get the collector's edition, but it keeps getting sold out, and honestly, right now, I cannot afford it. Do I like Rotten Tomatoes? I like that it's a comprehensive list of all, current movies and everything like that. It's neat, but sometimes I feel like their rating system is a little bit fucked. Do I like watching funny cat videos? Yes, I do. Yeah, there's only one road in Canada. Follow the only road. Follow the only road. To go anywhere in Canada, you just follow the only road. There's only one road in Canada. They call it the road, the only road. Hip hip hooray, let's hear it for our road. It's paved and wide and up to code. You're off to see the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay, anyway. Do I think Disney should make changes to their upcoming movies? Yeah, the villain plot twists with them are getting kind of annoying, to be honest. I mean, it's predictable now, so they need to do something else. Is Tim Hortons good? They do some things good. I don't drink coffee or anything, which is, like, the main thing, so I don't know about that. They make good hash browns, I guess. Nekoatsume? No, I don't know what that is. You know what, PewDiePie's doing his own thing, I have no thoughts on him. It's kind of obnoxious, but everyone knows that. How many of my fans are shocked to find I'm not from America? I don't know if anyone's shocked necessarily, but they always just assume I'm American, which is weird, because everyone always says the Canadians have really thick accents, but that's not Canadians. That's Newfoundlanders. Newfoundlanders have really strong accents. Canadians don't. I have never said a boot in my entire life. So, yeah, I always say about. It's Newfoundlanders that say a boot. Oh yeah, they always talk like this, eh? They always talk and they're all talking about fish inside of me, eh? Anyway. Am I watching Super Mansion? No. Do you like how I got the Nintendo Switch? Hooray for you, I guess. Awesome. I don't play my Wii U anymore. Have I told someone to unironically told someone to kill themselves? Of course not. That's awful. Why would I ever tell someone to kill themselves? No matter how much I hate someone as a person, I would never tell them to kill themselves, because some people actually would. In fact, I had a friend who committed suicide when she was pretty young as well. She was my next door neighbor and we were friends. And I would never, ever want to have that on my conscience. I've told my brother to kill himself, but that was as a joke. You know, like we'd be talking and I would just be like, kill yourself. But that's not real. I would never want him to kill himself. He means a lot to me, so never do that. Will I review Reboot? No, I've already said I'm not going to do that. I don't like cartoon crossovers. How do I think Rick will escape prison? I don't know. Probably Morty and Summer will help him with that. Should you sell your Wii U? I don't know, it's up to you. Do I want to be a celebrity? No. I'd like to be respected, but I don't want to be a celebrity. Celebrities are Have you watched BoJack Horseman? I mean, celebrity does not make people happy, trust me. What are some topics I never find funny in comedy? I don't know. Nothing, really. If it's funny, it's funny. Have I seen Adventure Time Islands? Yeah, I have. It was better than Stakes, but still, I think there were some aspects of it that were a pretty big missed opportunity. Spooky? Lava Spooky Go... I say spooky ghosts. Yeah, that's by my own volition. That's not an accent or anything. I like saying spooky ghosts. But I actually say the word spooky and ghosts. So, yeah. I know about Ruby. Trust me, I know. Am I going to watch Rocket Power? I don't know. I think it's on my list. What show does gross out humor right? Drawn Together definitely does gross out humor right. Robot Chicken does it right as well, for the most part. I find that in the later seasons, they kind of are starting to tip towards the excessive and stupid part of it. Yeah. Honestly, I can't say South Park does it all that well. They're much better with their dialogue and characters than they are with their gross out humor. What was the first anime I ever saw? Technically, it was the Pokemon anime, but the first one I actually watched, chose to watch, was Death Note. Favorite Robot Chicken sketch? I have quite a few, but one of my favorite ones is, I'm so happy 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Just, Mila Kunis' scream is amazing. It's so, you could tell she is screaming her lungs out, and I love that. My favorite Bravest Warriors character is Chris, and I'd like to see what they do with him with his whole Emotion Lord powers, which is pretty sweet. Would I eat a bacon nipple? No. I'm not really a fan of bacon, and if it was a nipple, I can't really say I'd eat it. Have I gotten nightmares from shows or cartoons? No, because a show has never been scary enough to give me a nightmare. However, the game that I just played, Year Walk, did give me a nightmare. Not one that made me, wake up in terror or anything. It wasn't a night terror, but one that gave me, a really creepy dream. Good game. Didn't like the jump scares, but it had really, really good atmosphere. And also really interesting lore as well with the Swedish folklore. It's really nice. Darkest sketch. Yeah, I mean, that one goes on a little bit too long, but it is funny. Yeah, the giraffe in the quicksand is pretty fun too. I like Weasel Stomping Day as well, although that was a Weird Al song before it was a sketch, so yeah. But I like that song a lot. Has a fan ever cursed you out before? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If robots become sentient beings, do you think they will take over? If they have removable batteries, then no, they won't. Fave Netflix original? Definitely BoJack Horseman. Have I ever experienced sleep paralysis? I thought I did once, but it turned out to be a fever, so no. I've never really played Crash Bandicoot, so... Have I ever seen liquid television? No. Do you mean that literally, or is it is it the next step of OLED? Has a fan ever been rude to me? Yeah, quite a lot, actually. I mean, to be honest, the majority of people who message me are very friendly. Sometimes even, penitently so, and it's kind of creepy, but yeah, I have quite a few people who are rude to me, a lot. Just by being a critic on the internet, you open yourself up to criticisms, most of which are stupid, and, oh, fuck you, bitch, kind of things, but every so often I get a very rude comment that's very cogent, coherent, and well thought out, but it's still rude. So, yeah. What's the microphone I'm using? I don't remember the full name, but it's an Audio-Technica AT something. It's got a long name with numbers on it. How dark can my sense of humor get? Oh, trust me, it can get very dark. I limit myself, but it is very dark. What's the most embarrassing thing I did as a kid? Probably the most embarrassing thing I ever did that I can remember is, my mom and I were all at camp, it's Camp Elphinstone. It was a camp for diabetics, because my brother's a diabetic, and, there was a tennis court there, and my brother and mom were playing tennis, and then after they were done, he was like, oh, look at me, I can jump over the net, and he did it a couple times, and I was like, oh, that's neat, and then for some reason, I can't remember why I thought it would be a good idea, when he jumped, I lifted the net up, and he got caught on it, and he fell flat on his face, and he really hurt himself, and you know, he couldn't breathe afterwards for a little while, and it felt so awful. Like, I was crying, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I was so embarrassed, and I felt awful, and I don't know if he ever forgave me for that. I don't know if he even remembers. But anyway, my favorite 90s show? I have a lot of them. Powerpuff Girls is one of them. Trust me, he's fine. Favorite YouTube animator? El Toro 64 Russ is definitely one of them. I love him. It was Pendejos 123, but he doesn't really do anything I'm interested in anymore. I just liked his Team Fortress animations. And his Moki stuff as well. But yeah, I like Gmod and Source Filmmaker animators. Like Konstantin Yamaruk is really good as well with his Source Filmmaker stuff. Was the 80s weird? Yeah, it was. Do you believe I've gotten smarter doing this show? Not smarter, but definitely able to spot patterns a lot more. A lot better at articulating my thoughts as well. Sometimes it's hard to do. Favorite Over the Garden Wall song? It's the one, the one called Over the Garden Wall, the one that the frog sings. You know, at night when the lake is a mirror and the moon rides the waves to the shore. I like that song. I also like Patient is the Night, too. That one's pretty good. And, the opening song is pretty good, too. Ever been in a fight? Yeah, I have, actually. It was a pretty stupid scrape, to be honest, but I have been in a fight before. Least favorite Over the Garden Wall song? You know what? Probably the Beast song. It just seems, his voice just seems weirdly inappropriate for the type of creature that the Beast is. So, I mean, it's still an okay song, I can't really sing it. It's such a low key, it's like bass almost, I can't sing it. You know, I'm an alto soprano-ish, so I can't sing the Coward Soul. You know, I can't even go near low enough. What's my favorite South Park song? You know what? I really like Up There, the song that Satan sings. I just kind of like I really like the song progression, and it just has a nice... It establishes a nice character moment for him as well. You know, that Satan's not just completely evil or anything. And I like it just, up there, there is so much room, where babies burp and flowers bloom, everyone dreams. Although, you know, boat with gay man on it, it's funny. I don't look back at my older videos, trust me, I try not to. They're embarrassing to me. Favorite Family Guy song? I don't know. I don't really like any of them, to be honest. I mean, I know a lot of them. But honestly, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I do think All You Need Is a Bag of Weed is pretty good. Ever yelled at my teacher? Yeah, I did. I was not a good I mean, the problem with school is that they don't reward you for being smart. They reward you for falling into line, which is something I couldn't do. So my teachers yelled at me a lot, and I yelled at them. So, yeah, I got bad grades because I couldn't take school. It's soul-sucking. It's awful. It celebrates conformity, and I don't like that. I like video game bosses, although some of them are really annoying. The worst high school experience ever was high school itself. Everything about high school sucked. The only things that really stood out to me were my photography class, my theater class, and choir. But only when we actually sung instead of watched awful musicals. Okay, well, it's after 8 now, where I am, so I'll just finish up here. Am I tired of the debate about downhill seasons like SpongeBob and Family Guy? Not really. I mean, not exactly. I have not been to college, no, because I am doing my own things. I don't have time or money to go to college. I already did a review of Equestria Girls if you want to watch it. Have I ever almost fought a teacher? No. Never gone that far. I have played Conker's Bad Fur Day, but not beaten it. I have not seen Swiss Army Man. I don't know what that is. How to make SpongeBob good again? Be funny again. Just be funny. I know that's vague, but I feel like it would be easy enough to accomplish. Am I an MLP fan? No, I'm not a fan. I can tolerate it, but I'm not a fan. Am I an organ donor? I would like to be, actually. For sure. I have not seen Moonlight. I'm not going to explain what I hate about children, because as I've said before, it would take me way too long to do that. Yes, that's what I mean, is well written, funny. Best pizza ever? To me, I'm very boring with my pizzas. I just like pepperoni pizza. So, yeah. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. But thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for your questions. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be... Oh, shit, one sec. Yeah, so next week will be another Sol Plays and be fan-voted game. So I will see you later. Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a good night, day, whatever it is. See you later.